Okay, welcome on Periscope and on the video. Before we begin, I'll just run through the related materials of books and magazines. So we have New Scientist. Is it a bird? The feathery beasts that once were the roast. Wildlife, keeping it native. Smithsonian, and the world's biggest tree. It was in the breadth of the tree, the width of it. Oops. Actually, that works. Okay. Okay. Let me put this back. Just getting started here. Maybe I'll have to put it this way this time. Okay, excuse me. Visions of Earth, National Geographic. Beautiful pictures. Rocks and minerals. It's interesting to look up the different colors of rock, or different greens in the color of rock and minerals. There's every color of green, from a leaf green, shamrock green, to the green of the Statue of Liberty, like when copper ages. There's every shade. It's so amazing. And Fluid New York, Cosmopolitan Urbanism, and the Green Imagination. And this is by May Joseph. And the Rocks and Minerals was a DK book. Al Roker, The Storm of the Century. Katrina, After the Flood, by Gary Rivlin. Green Living, Architecture and Planning. And excuse me, I just want to put this, see if I could tweet it. It's not asking, it's not applying. Okay, so I guess not. Okay. Public Parks, The Key to Livable Communities. And that's by Alexander Garvin. Okay, so welcome. Welcome to Roundtable 12, March 31st, 2017. Green, the color, the cause. The original 21st century vision business roundtable. A New York City, New York Gold Tours meetup, broadcasting independently, 45 minutes a month, about business relevancies from a meeting room at the Science, Industry, and Business branch of the New York Public Library on Madison Avenue, New York City. Thanks for dropping in. I'm host Loretta Jones, CEO of New York Gold Tours. Once we begin promoting these 21st century vision social media events and local media events, they'll accommodate 9 business leaders who RSVP on meetup.com to meet local to global here with me to Periscope and the web. Come to one or come to all. I'll start each of 3 segments and talking points, with talking points that I've written out into few-minute sections of fresh new ideas, inviting experts or anyone concerning business to join in, then a 10-minute discussion following each segment. Later, use video of the roundtable to structure talks in your own organizations. And we'll post names of anyone who joins so that it goes onto the transcript and you can show your involvement in a cause or in relevancies and discussing business relevancies. It's free on Periscope, Skype, YouTube, Google+. Join the conversations on Facebook and Pinterest, and follow New York Gold Tours on Twitter. Okay, definitions. Social consciousness. intent to make the world a better, visibly brighter place. Greening. Initiatives such as rooftop gardens, indoor and outdoor green spaces, etc. to green a locale. Okay, so spring color. Spring just started here in New York. The buds will soon be appearing on the trees, bright and gleaming of a crisp new day. But what if this didn't happen this year? What if instead the environment were arid and dry, void of any nourishing green growth? Even if you try to imagine no grass or greenery where there usually is, it's hard to imagine it, right? You probably can't. Try to think about it again. Moments for silence are worthwhile for more than just mourning. We have to remind ourselves they're good for thinking too. In these days of instant reaction and info at the ready, operations that's oft forgotten. Off-the-cuff executive orders are a prime example that we should rather stop and contemplate to recognize consequence. Given global warming preponderance, we have to go back to imagining a world without green in nature. How sad that would be. From the rudimentary knowledge that chlorophyll gives grasses and plants their green color, and that this material uses photosynthesis to help change sunlight into energy that plants can use, we can form a deep understanding of the needs of life on Earth. The word photosynthesis means putting together with light. Human beings and animals get energy by eating food and using oxygen in the air to burn the food. In the process, carbon dioxide and water are returned to the atmosphere, where remember that green plants convert carbon dioxide and water into food and oxygen. Our overabundance of carbon dioxide is problematic. Carbon dioxide emissions are expected to range up to 36 billion tons of carbon per year in the year 2100, compared to current carbon dioxide emissions of 6 billion tons per year. Climate models project that the global mean surface temperature could increase another 1.5 to 6.5 Fahrenheit by 2100, a rate significantly faster than observed changes over the last 10,000 years. Sea level is expected to increase another 15 to 95 centimeters by 2100. Incidents of extreme temperature events, floods, droughts, fires, and pest outbreaks will continue to increase. In simplest terms, if we're the ones giving off carbon dioxide, it's like the fitness movement. We take responsibility and get in shape. Expanding sizes and broadening median measures won't help. Appeasing the problem isn't the solution. Real determinate action is. What's your favorite shade and type of green in nature, and could you imagine the world without it this spring? Before we discuss that, a quote by Harriet Tubman found on brainyquote.com. In my dreams and visions, I seemed to see a line, and on the other side of that line were green fields and lovely flowers and beautiful white ladies who stretched out their arms to me over the line, but I couldn't reach them nohow. I always fell before I got to the line. Harriet Tubman. So now 10 minutes to discuss green, the color, the cause. First talking points, spring color. Okay, so for the video discussions in your own organizations, you can pause this video at this point. And for Periscope, we'll go live with discussion. I don't know if anyone notices the shades of green in the spring, or if they have a favorite color of green. I love the evergreens, the deep green of the evergreens, but I also like all the greens of spring, of summer, of any season really. But my mother told me recently that my he used to love the green in springtime, of the buds when they first appear. It's that really light, bright green. that actually is similar to cabbage, but I've noticed it lately, and I notice a lot more than I used to as I get older. But it's kind of a funny thing to remember of a loved one, of something like a favorite color of that. But green is what Earth is, right? I mean, it's green and blue when you see pictures of it from space. And if you can, I wonder if anyone can imagine the world without it. Okay, so we'll go on to the second talking points. Leading to lead, L-E-E-D. So the videos can resume now. Okay, second talking points. Leading to lead, L-E-E-D. Not only does green signify growth and food energy, but in the book Healing with Crystals and Chakra Energy by Sue and Simon Lilly, green and blue stones are said to be of balance and peace. Crystals with these cooler colors tend to encourage a sense of balance, calm, and quality of peacefulness. These crystals work well with the energies of the heart and throat chakras. Crystals can take thousands or millions of years to form. Emerald gemstones minerals being mined today are relics of geologic events that took place hundreds of millions of years ago, deep in the Earth's crust. Which leads us to what is always present in areas of green, in cultivating and accumulating it. Money. And what about money? Here in the United States, we chose green for our currency because according to the U.S. Bureau of Printing and Engraving, the color green was associated with stability. We like it. It's no wonder the efforts to create an ecologically sustainable society rooted in environmentalism, nonviolence, social justice, and grassroots democracy began taking root in the 70s after the hippies movement and has developed all around the globe. Supporters share many ideas with feminism and conservation movements as well as peace. LEED, L-E-E-D, Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, is one of the most popular green building certification programs used worldwide. Developed by the nonprofit U.S. Green Building Council, the set of rating systems encourages responsibility in design, construction, operation, and maintenance of green buildings, homes, and neighborhoods. Many federal agencies require or reward LEED certification. People and professionals can get accreditation too, who demonstrate knowledge of the LEED rating system. Without getting into discussing needs of rainforests, water levels, etc., we'd all agree that the world over, people want to preserve our Earth, one of its first visible signs of health being greenery. Visuals important. So most buildings going up today, you'd think try for LEED certification, either certified 40 to 49 points, silver 50 to 59 points, gold 60 to 79 points, and platinum 80 points and above. To also not just good effect to the world, but to proclaim in an outward visible statement their commitment. Green businesses, products, and services can apply for myriads of various green conscientious seals, ranging from organic to recycled materials that focus on health, wellness, and the environment. So what really leads us? Isn't it really nature and how we exist within it? Before we discuss that, a quote about nature found on brainyquote.com. For in the true nature of things, if we rightly consider, every green tree is far more glorious than if it were made of gold and silver. By Martin Luther. So now 10 minutes to discuss green, the color, the cause. second talking points, leading to lead, LAED. Okay, so we can pause for the videos for discussions in your own organizations. And on Periscope, is there anybody here? Okay, so I think it would be a worthwhile venture for any developer to get LEED certification. It's a process that is being bettered. Some say that it's tedious, but it's just like any other system. It gets worked out over time. And okay, so we can resume now and back to the third talking points. Take pride, show pride, win prize. I remember helping my son work on an invention convention science project in 2005 that had a completely original idea of using water in clear tubing to power a home. Aquarium-sized tubing that would be not just self-sustaining but decorative too. Perhaps having fish to generate energy running from room to room through a home's interior. The idea excited us and the dean at his math, science, and technology school, but won no prize at the fair. Perhaps the plan was too far-fetched, the details lost in translation to the quickly written poster board placed beside the invention. Modesty is one thing, but earned certification of social consciousness is another. Like your company's sideboard that gives not just impression, but proof of positive impact on the planet. That's what certification can be for you. What if you let your work always enjoy the newness of the 4 seasons? If your work has to find its best each year and show its growth, how might that materialize? What might that inspire? So before we discuss that, a quote from German poet Rainer Maria Rilke, found on brainyquote.com. Spring has returned. The earth is like a child that knows poems. Rainer Rilke. 10 minutes to discuss green, the color, the cause. Third talking points, take pride, show pride, win prize. Some resources were The Dangers of Carbon Pollution on the Environment by Al Gore, World's Book Encyclopedia, and of course, Wikipedia. Okay. So thank you for joining. I hope you enjoy your discussions. Take care.